All right, welcome back everyone to another Zoom chat with the VanportBowlingNews.com. I'm Jim Ferretti. This video is brought to you by Richard Laurie's The Pro Shop at Mount Hood Lanes, where their holiday ball bag and shoe special is running now through December 23rd. And connect with Richard at Mount Hood Lanes for the perfect gift for the bowler in your life. And it's probably a good thing that the Pro Shop is sponsoring this video because while she may be way past that beginner's ball bag and shoe special, but like the rest of us, she probably started out with that plastic ball for more than just shooting spares. Welcome, the 2024 Oregon State USBC Princess Champion, Addy Case. Hi, Addy.
Oh,
Hey, so I originally wanted to talk to you about what you had news about regarding life after high school, but let's start right where I just said the Princess Tournament. Tell me about your experience there.
it was a great experience. There's were so many great bowlers there. Under 18, over 18, seniors. It was really, really great. It was really great experience to learn from. Like there were tons of people there who were struggling just as much as I was. And even though we were struggling, like it was still really good. So they put out a great pattern and it was definitely a great learning experience.
Do you enjoy bowling on those tougher patterns?
I do. It's yeah, it's really great because I know that people aren't just gonna be out there scoring, so it's gonna be more like mentally how you're playing and obviously there's some part that's physical, but it's mostly mental to keep your head in it and knowing that like you don't have to shoot 240s to win. Like 180s were literally good that day and that's all you needed to do.
I always tell my junior bowlers that strikes are for cash, spares are or strikes are for flash, spares are for cash. That really holds true in those types of tournaments, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Our one of our high school coaches, Tracy Chun, she always says before matches that strikes are cool, but spares win games. So,
Yeah.
and that's true.
Well, tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you get started in bowling?
Well, I've been bowling since I was around like 3 or 4. My dad was a bowler, and my brother's side of the family were also bowlers. So, that kind of got me started. And seeing him bowl and seeing my dad bowl, I was like, I really wanted to try it. So that's what I did.
And you started as in at Triangle or where at?
So I began at Crosley, and then I moved to Hazeldale,
Okay.
and then now I'm at Triangle.
All right. Is there a reason you're at Triangle? Is there as a coach or anything like that you're following?
So I have a couple friends that bowl at Triangle, and we are trying to form a team.
Oh,
So
okay.
I went up there, and then we also bowl. Our home house is at Hazeldale. So I figured if I could get, I would bowl at Hazeldale and then also bowl at Triangle, so I could bowl at two different centers, kind of around the same time. I thought that was probably a good idea.
Yeah, it is a good idea. Then you're not set for just one type of lane condition. That's a great idea to do.
Yeah,
So tell me about the development of your game. So you started at 3 and 4, but now you are doing so well in your late teens, right?
yeah. So when I was little, my dad was always like really set on my form. So that's how we really started. Is he was like, make sure that you have good form. So that's like was my whole thing for a really long time. And then I kind of drifted away from bowling for a little bit, focused on softball, and then I came back in a couple of years ago. I came out and won Pepsi for the third time, but it was like there was a big gap in between because I won U6 and U8 and then took a break for a while. I bowled here and there Pepsi, and then 2 years ago I bowled it again, and I was like, no, like I need to start focusing on this too. So that's when I kind of split my time and I started focusing on bowling and softball. And once high school season started too, that was a boost. And I went and I had a wrist brace for a couple years, and that really helped me. And then I took it off and got to not using it at all, which has been great.
You are currently at Skyview High School.
Yes.
All right, and you bowl there's a high school team there?
Yeah.
Excuse me. How important is high school bowling to you?
Really important. I mean, when you're doing all the individual stuff, it's great, but like knowing that going into college, you're gonna have a team to bowl with, it really sets you up for college. Like I can bowl with my team now and having confidence in my team, it's really, really great. And I love the girls that I bowl with, so that makes it 100 times better. I know that there's teams with a lot of problems, and ours is not one of those. So it's really, really nice to know that like my teammates are all super nice and we get along really, really well. And I'm bonded with each and every one of them in a different way. And it's really great.
What would you say to some of the younger kids who aren't in high school yet, but who may be in eighth grade and getting set to go to high school, who bowl in a youth league with you? How would you convince them that, high school bowling is a lot of fun and it's worth it?
I would probably say that the memories you make during high school is so much different than some that you would make at league or make at an individual tournament. You make memories with the girls you bowl with, and that's probably the biggest thing that I cherish taking out of high school and going into college is those memories with the girls that I bowl with. It's really great. And you're gonna have those friends hopefully for a really long time. Like I know that I'll definitely go back to them and talk to them about their experience in college. And so it's really great to know that I'll have those friends for a really long time.
How has being part of a high school team helped you develop your game?
Um, Definitely, it's definitely a roller coaster when it comes to developing your game. There's definitely ups and downs, but it's really great knowing that they're by my side and they have confidence in me that I'll figure it out. And like a little bump in the road isn't going to stop me from getting to where I need to be and getting the team where they need to be. So, and when you're on your downs, you fall on them so they can get their ups while you're down and they can back you up and support you while you're down.
And it's a completely different experience from league because you're bowling Baker format, right?
Yeah, so for high school, we bowl two individual games and then we bowl two Baker games. So
Okay.
we get a little bit of both.
Okay, that makes sense. All right, so back to just your overall career. What are some of your most memorable moments that you can think of off the top of your head?
Probably one of the biggest things was coming in my freshman year and winning state. Because coming in freshman year and winning state as a team was so like it kind of set the tone for us. And we went, it's kind of funny. We went freshman year, we won. Sophomore year, we took second, and then last year we took third. So the goal is to climb the ladder back to the top. But that's definitely we're always so set on winning. Like that's our only option. Like we are really driven to win. Our coaches are like that. Like we don't set the bar low every year. We set the bar really high for ourselves, and that's I think how we get to where we are.
We're talking to Addy Case. She is the 2024 Oregon State USBC Princess Champion, also a senior at Skyview High School there in the Vancouver, Clark County area. One of the things that bowling takes a hit on is that it's not an athletic sport, that it's just for big fat guys and guys who, drink and smoke and things like that, all things that, juniors don't do anyway. But what kind of training do you put into whether it's lifting weights or running or just bowling exercises?
Well, I do know that going into college, they have workouts for us. So I do know that that is does play a part. I will say now, for me, it's mostly playing softball that gets me kept in shape and stuff like that. But you definitely have to have, I'm trying to figure out the word I'm looking for, like stamina. You
Yeah.
have to have stamina because going in and like for the princess tournament, I bowled 20 games over 2 days. And when it comes to high school, like when we bowl, it's two games, two bakers. So you're getting about 2.5 games about when you're bowling like every day.
Yeah.
And then when it goes to like districts, we bowl, I think it's 3 games and 10 bakers, I
Wow.
think.
Okay.
And then we go to state and it's 6 games and 14, I think. And
So you got to
so
have that stamina.
yeah, it's a big jump. So like girls who don't bowl tournaments aren't really used to that. So they'll probably need a little bit more training or exercise or to get the stamina where they need to be, so they're not worn out by the time the third or fourth game hits. But I think softballs definitely help with that because sitting out there, especially in California where it's 90-degree weather and we play 3, 4 back-to-back games, it's pretty gruesome on your body. So
Well, you made the perfect segue there to talk about college because that's what we originally wanted to talk to you about was your decision of what you were going to do after high school. You have recently made a decision on who to sign with. Tell us a little bit about it.
yeah, so I signed with McKendree University to play both sports. That's definitely been a dream since I was a little kid is to play both sports in college. And everyone, oh, it's really, really hard. And I'm like, yeah, it's hard, but I'll do it. So that's kind of what I've pushed and gotten to. And I was really, really happy when I found the right school for me that would do that and still be able to do it at a high level. So that's really, really cool.
What were some of the factors that were most important to you when you chose McKendree?
Definitely one of the biggest things was a really great coach, and McKendree softball and bowling has really, really great coaches. both super supportive and they were super excited to have me. And that's been a big deal because I know that I've struggled with coaches in the past. And so finding coaches who are excited to have me, it was a really big deal to me. Academics wise, they have like a 15 to 20 to 1 student ratio, which was
Wow.
really important to me too, because those are teachers that care about my future and care about me succeeding and graduating. And that's really big to me, and the team community. And when I met the girls, they were all super nice, super supportive, and also super welcoming. And that was really, really good.
Well, here's a question for the parents out there that you can answer for us. How do you plan to balance your academic and athletic careers? Because they're both important.
Yeah, so my dad has always been super set on athletic or academics for me.
Uh-huh.
Um, he was always like, you can play both sports, you can play them at a high level, but the moment your grades slip, that's when you get to cut one. And so I'm like, okay. And he goes, all A's. All A's was the thing. If I didn't get all A's, then he would cut a sport out of my life. And I took him up to the challenge, and ever since he told me that, I've had straight A's. So I definitely took that into account, and going into college, it's going to be the same way. I know that the moment one slips means I need to kind of like look at myself and realize like you need to focus a little bit more here, and then like make an adjustment to your life. I know that like for bowling, we do study groups, so I know that that'll be really really nice. So I can kind of fall on the girls like I need help. If I need help, I know that I can go to them, which is really nice. Um, but I'll definitely be pushing really, really hard to get the good grades still.
I like the all is. I think that's great. What are some of your future aspirations? You know, looking ahead, what objectives do you have for your college bowling career, and how do you envision the future of the sport?
Well, I definitely would love to go pro with it. I will say, but I think that's what everybody says.
Yeah.
Same with softball, like regardless of either one would be great. Both, heck, why not? Um, but I think that for me, I know that I would love to continue it. However, I do know that ever since I was in second grade, I've also wanted to be a surgeon. So after that comes medical school for me, and I really want to be a neurosurgeon. So that's been a really big goal for me too, but definitely wanting to continue the sport at the same time. That would be great.
You're setting those goals up here. I like that. That's great. I love it.
Yes.
Well, what advice do you have as a young lady who's grown up in bowling and who is now going off to college because of bowling, also softball, but because of bowling, you're going to a good school. What advice or guidance would you offer for younger athletes who hope to pursue the same type of career or competitive level?
Well, I will say start early. You have to start early because I know that a lot of schools start recruiting really, really early.
Okay.
And when I got to the point where I was like, I think it was like last year, like the beginning of last year, like I started to send my emails, do my stuff, and I was like oddly late. Like I felt very late in the process. And so I was like, once you're a freshman in high school, like that's when you need to start, if not eighth grade. Like you have to start early, put your videos out there, email coaches. Like they might not be able to email you back, or they might not think you're a good fit for them. But if you grow and keep sending them emails and you up your game and you're showing improvement, like they might reconsider, reach out to you. Or if they're already looking at you but can't respond back, then they will definitely reach out to you when it's time. I know that Twitter, Instagram are two really great ones. I have a lot of people, I know a lot of coaches who reach out to you on Instagram. So that's definitely somewhere to go.
So
Uh,
it's important to put out videos of yourself bowling?
Yes, it
Really?
is.
Okay.
It's really great. And don't take down the videos from before. Like I know that coaches definitely want to see your progress. Like they
Okay.
want to see that you're coachable. They want to see that you're gonna improve. And if you improve in a couple months, like that's great. That's you've improved really, really fast. So I think coaches really love to see your improvement and how fast you improve and that you're coachable.
Did you have to try out for McKendree?
So what I think it was my when I went to junior gold, I think it was a couple years. I think it was my sophomore year.
Uh-huh.
I might be wrong about that. But I went there and that's when I first met the coach. And that was the first, I think that was the first year that Shannon had left McKendree, Shannon
Mm-hmm.
O'Keefe. And so Sean is the new coach there now,
Mm-hmm.
and, with Brianna Clemmer. Um, but that's when I first had met him. And I was like, oh, yeah, like that's great. And he mentioned to me as well that like how important academics were because academic scholarships means that he doesn't have to give as much athletic money, which coaches really, really look for that. And if you're going to do great on your athletics and you're somebody he doesn't have to worry about when it comes to eligibility and all that. Um, but that's when I first had met him. And then we kind of kept in touch. And then I went for a visit and I was able, I think it was 2 hours was my max limit. Like I had like a max time I could bowl like with the girls and with the team. And I bowled there, but he had already seen me bowl and stuff, so I didn't really need to try out. I think some colleges require you to do it. But when I like go there next year, they do like a point system. They do where you like shoot at spares, and if you get so many, you get points, and then like whoever has the most or least, I can't remember what it was, but points, they kind of like take that into account for who's on the top five and JV and stuff.
All right. Well, that makes perfect sense. All right. Before I let you go, there's always someone behind you. You've mentioned your dad several times. Anything you want to say to those people who've stood behind you this entire your entire career?
Yeah, I've had a lot of supporters, my family, my friends, even people I don't know that have commented on my videos. I know that there's a bunch of people behind me that have supported me and have sacrificed so much for me. My parents have sacrificed, I think, everything they have to get me where I need to be. But that was definitely their one goal. So I want to say thank you to them and all my friends that have supported me, my teammates, my high school teammates. Um, Even the teammates I have that are outside, the individual stuff's great, but you always have those teammates individually that are there. But they've always supported me and got me to where I need to be and encouraged me and did all the things that they should have. And it's definitely helped me.
Great to hear. Great to hear. Well, we look forward to seeing you bowling well at McKendree University in next year. And
Yes,
of course, I'm sure you still have some tournaments coming up here in the Pacific Northwest that you'll be attending too.
indeed, I do.
All right. Well, she's Addy Case. Again, she's the 2024 Oregon State USBC Princess Champion and new incoming freshman at McKendree University.
Yes.
Addy, thank you so much for your time. We really
Yes,
appreciate it.
thank you.